The most expensive seats at the 2026 World Cup are the easiest ones to spot on camera. They are the empty ones. And the sponsors whose logos are hanging directly above them paid hundreds of millions of dollars for exactly this moment. This is what that moment actually looks like. South Korea versus Czech Republic, Guadalajara, Estadio Akron, one of the most anticipated group stage matches of the opening week. 1. The cameras cut to a wide shot, and the first thing every viewer on Earth noticed was not the football. It was the lower bowl, the premium sections. The seats that FIFA had priced at thousands of dollars each, sitting empty in rows, visible from every broadcast angle, in every country, on every screen, simultaneously. FIFA's response arrived within hours. The organization released a statement explaining that the empty seats were caused by ticketed fans choosing to watch from the concourses rather than sitting in their assigned places. That was the official explanation. Fans preferred standing in the corridor to sitting in their $5,000 seats. The statement was read by millions of people. Very few of them believed it. But here is what that explanation missed entirely. The brands did not miss it. Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, Hyundai. These are not companies that write checks and walk away. These are organizations with entire departments dedicated to monitoring broadcast exposure, counting the seconds their logos appear on screen, measuring the camera angles, calculating the return on every dollar they committed to this tournament. The 2026 World Cup was projected to generate $1.8 billion in sponsorship revenue alone. That number was built on a specific promise: packed stadiums, global audiences, premium sections filled with the kind of high-value consumer that justifies a $10,000 hospitality package and the brand association that comes with it. What those departments are now monitoring instead is something nobody in their planning meetings accounted for: rows of empty VVIP seats directly beneath their logos, on live television, in front of 3 billion people. That is not a minor miscalculation. That is the exact opposite of what they paid for. Now, go back further. Because the empty seats did not appear without warning. The warning arrived months before the tournament began, and FIFA either missed it or chose not to act on it. The American Hotel and Lodging Association, the largest hotel industry body in the United States, representing more than 32,000 properties, and over 80% of all franchised hotels in the country, published a report that should have been treated as a crisis document the moment it landed. It found that bookings across every World Cup host city were running significantly below expectations. It found that up to 70% of rooms that FIFA had block booked in Boston, Dallas, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and Seattle had been canceled by FIFA itself. The AHLA's conclusion was direct. FIFA had artificially manufactured demand by holding those room blocks, driven hotel prices to levels that made the tournament unaffordable for the international travelers who were supposed to fill those rooms, and then released the blocks after the damage to pricing had already been done. Hotels had spent years preparing. They had made significant investments based on official projections. The projected economic lift, the AHLA said, may never materialize. FIFA rejected the accusation. They said all room releases were conducted in line with contractually agreed timelines. They said it was standard practice for an event of this scale. The hotel rooms sat empty anyway, and so did the seats. Here is the specific numbers that turn this from an embarrassment into a structural problem. FIFA raised ticket prices for 95 of the 104 matches at this tournament between October 2025 and April 2026. The average increase was 35%. A Category 1 final ticket rose from $6,700 to $10,990 in that window. Group stage premium tickets climbed to $3,000 for a single match. VVIP hospitality packages were listed on FIFA's own platform at prices between €6,100 and €13,000 per seat. These were not secondary market prices. These were FIFA's official numbers. The organization set them deliberately, defended them publicly, and then watched the sections those prices were supposed to fill sit visible and vacant on broadcast cameras around the world. Gianni Infantino addressed the criticism before the tournament began. He argued that lowering prices would simply benefit ticket resellers rather than football. He said if FIFA was doing something wrong, then probably everyone selling tickets in North America was doing something wrong as well. What he did not address was the specific problem that sponsors are now confronting directly. It is not whether the prices were justified in theory. It is whether the product those prices were supposed to deliver, full premium sections, packed hospitality areas, visible, high-value audiences, beneath sponsor logos, was ever actually going to materialize at the levels the commercial agreements were built around. The answer is visible on every broadcast. It is sitting in those empty rows. Go inside the stadiums, and the picture becomes more specific. In Dallas, reports emerged that hospitality suites in the premium tier had single-digit occupancy at kickoff for multiple matches. At SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, where the United States played Paraguay in front of a passionate crowd, the upper premium sections showed visible gaps that broadcast cameras captured repeatedly. The fan who paid $151 for the cheapest official parking option and then walked more than a mile to reach the stadium was sitting in a general section surrounded by other fans who had paid similar prices. The VVIP section above them, the one with the sponsor logos and the catering and the $10,000 entry point, was the one with the empty chairs. And outside the stadiums, the numbers that tourism and hospitality industries were counting on are not arriving. Following the United States men's national team through the entire tournament, tickets, travel, accommodation, food was calculated to cost two fans approximately $63,000. England's opener against Croatia started at $867 for a standard ticket. Premium hospitality for the same match reached $9,225. These are not resale prices or secondary market premiums. These are the prices FIFA set and published on its own platforms. The consequence is visible not just in the empty seats, but in the hotel occupancy reports, the airline booking data, the 16% drop in leisure travel from Australia to the United States in April alone, and the 62% of New York City hotel owners who reported softer than expected World Cup business before a ball had been kicked. The brands watching all of this are not panicking publicly. That is not how sponsorship relationships at this level work. Nobody from Adidas or Coca-Cola or Visa is issuing a statement. Nobody is threatening to pull their logo from the LED boards. The commercial agreements are signed. The commitments are locked. What is happening instead is quieter and more consequential for FIFA's long-term commercial position. The conversations that will determine the value of the next World Cup sponsorship cycle. 2030. Morocco, Spain, Portugal are being shaped right now by what those brand monitoring departments are seeing on their screens this week. Empty VVIP seats beneath sponsor logos on live global broadcasts is a data point that does not disappear from a negotiation room. It sits there. It has a dollar value attached to it. And it will be referenced the next time FIFA presents a sponsorship deck to the same companies asking for the same hundreds of millions of dollars. FIFA told the world that 508 million ticket applications proved this tournament had demand, unlike anything the sport had ever seen. 508 million applications. That number was used in press releases, in Infantino speeches, in the promotional material that sponsors received when they were being asked to commit their budgets. What 508 million applications and a 35% average price increase actually produced was not packed premium sections and satisfied sponsors. It produced 180,000 tickets sitting on FIFA's own resale platform unsold as the tournament began. It produced the AHLA report. It produced the empty rows that are now the most replayed image of the opening week. The seats are the most expensive ones in the building. They are also the most visible ones on camera. And the logos hanging above them belong to the companies that paid to be seen at the biggest sporting event in history. This is what they are seeing instead. And the question every one of those brands is sitting with right now, quietly, carefully, without a press release, is a simple one. What exactly did we pay for?